All right, welcome to the Daily Dirt, Dustin Diggs. I am here with Knick Steele from Benji Gang Entertainment, and I got to turn down my speaker. I do this like once a week. I do that. Grew up in St. Louis, and now he lives in Miami. He's in town, so he decided to grace us here on this podcast and talk about all the stuff he's been working on. So for background for the audience, you do more artist development management, right?
Yeah, more like development for all the artists. I do management. I mean, I got a label too. I got a couple artists on my label. I got Rico, Sutso. He dropping the album next month. I got Trey. He working on all club bangers. Got something coming soon. And I just signed BandBoy Duke. He just dropped a single and he working on the album as well. And
so with artist development, I don't think a lot of artists understand like the importance of just like, what artist development is. So in your words, what's artist development?
Basically making sure they can stay consistency. Being able to have good stage presence, knowing how to move, and knowing how to continuously grow as an artist.
So some of the artists that you start working with, what's some of the biggest mistakes you would say that an artist makes, like at the beginning? Like,
blowing money.
Yeah.
As soon as they get that money, I gotta go buy this, go broke fast.
Right.
So just managing that money is basically how you stay. You're not gonna get rich. You can get rich off rap, but you won't stay rich off rap. So basically, you would just have to learn how to manage it.
Okay, so you've had cases where people got signed and then they got some money and then they just
oh yeah.
What were they? What's the first thing they start buying? Cars and clothes and things like that.
Man, I had an artist get signed. He got like $250,000 broken 4 months.
4 months he went through $250,000.
4 months.
What did he buy?
Just buying just stupid investments like going and buying a whole bunch of cars and just being young and dumb and not getting registered, turn them up, go buy more cars, buying clothes. I need a new fit every day just because they got the money.
Right.
And just run through buying guns and drugs and all type of stuff. Just giving the people money and stuff, paying people bills. Just run through it.
For an artist to be ready to get signed by a label, because some people think, I'll release this song and then I'll get a record deal or whatever. What's some of the things that they need to do to be right before they get signed? I mean, what's some of the things that you look at before you sign an artist that like, okay, they're ready to be signed to a label? You
look at their fan base, look at their numbers, look at how they move, what products they got out, how many products they don't got out, because that's all really what you're looking at for us me being able to sign you. I need to know what you got out, how your numbers looking, how your fan base is, to see if I want to invest my money. Because some people don't invest in themselves but want other people to invest in them. It's good investments and it's bad investments. So you got to look at that before you put your money up there.
Right. I guess an artist could be very talented, but they might not be marketable. Is that possible?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's very possible.
Yeah.
But you can also have a person that's not marketable, but be talented and have potential to do better. You can always rebrand somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to pick and choose your battles for real. Ain't no artist going to be cut perfect. You know what I'm saying? If they cut perfect, then it's like, what you need me for? If you're already doing your thing, it's like, what you need me for?
Right.
So it got to be needs on my end and needs on your end, and we can meet in the middle on something to make it work, because it got to make sense.
So you grew up in St. Louis. When did you start getting to like the development with artists? Were you like an artist before all this? Did you?
No, see, like I never was an artist, but I had cousins and stuff. Like shout out to JGE, they're my cousins, and they was already doing their thing. But it's like I couldn't rap, so I used to all go to the studio, and I used to be sitting in there, and I'm like, man, I can't rap. My uncle told me you need to find something to do because you can't sit in here with them because they working. So I was like, all right, well, what can I do with it? So I was like, all right, I can manage. So I just really watched my other cousin that was managing them and learned from her. Then I ended up going to school for management. Then when I got out, I just started doing it, but I was doing it at a slow pace because I didn't really know what I was doing to put all my money behind it. Then I learned, and then I just started doing more and more work, and then the work I was doing was good quality. So it started bringing attraction, and I just took off.
What's some of the keys to management? You said consistency, but like, what does that mean, consistency? Like always putting music out, always playing shows? I
just say content. It don't necessarily have to be music, but just content. Like how I tell my artists, if you just record 4 songs a month and shoot 2 videos, then when you dropping 2 videos a month, you recording 4 songs now.
Yeah.
And you dropping 2 videos a month. That's consistency. That's not hard, because an artist can really record 4 songs in one day or a week, and you could just shoot 2 videos for that a month. So long as you're dropping 2 videos a month, That's good. That's like bare minimum.
Right.
But it's like when you're an artist and you drop one video every 3 months, that's not a lot of content being put out. That's not even a whole album being dropped over a course of a year for its video wise. Because I done had some artists that drop videos, like 4 videos a month consistently.
Do you have your like go-to engineers, go-to producers that you use under your label or under your entertainment? I mean, like to do 2 videos a month, you're going to have to be on some kind of music video director on payroll or something like that. That some guy.
I mean, a lot of videos and producers, they want to work with me just because we do good numbers and we stay consistency. We go to the studio every day because like I got 4 artists, so we all go to the studio together. So we get like a 10-hour block and we just go. We might skip maybe 2 days a week, but we go every day. And it ain't like we going to, like some people go to the studio and they just do one song. We go to the studio and we just make song after song after song. They hop on each other's song. We just keep on doing it. So if you go to the studio every day or every other day and you do at least 4 songs or something, you have a lot marked up. You can find another song like, hey, take this verse off here and put it on there. The way you can keep on putting out content. You don't lose your buzz until you stop doing content. As long as you stand posting and you stand on the blogs and you keep on giving out content, you can stay relevant.
That's kind of what I noticed in the last 6 months. I was talking to you before with the podcast that I've done 220 of these now, but it's I think I've started getting people watching because of the consistency. I put it out every day, and so you kind of like it's like a 9 to 5 kind of job that you guys go in, clock in, work at the studio for 10 hours, maybe take a lunch break or whatever, and make it's like a job. Like it's just not like a fun thing. Oh, we're going to the studio and then we're done for a couple months or whatever. You
can't stay consistent like that. You can do that over a course of time once you already basically did what you had to do, like being for putting out music. Like Drake. Drake don't drop an album every year, but when he drop an album, it's something big though.
Right.
But he already put in that footwork to be able to do that.
Right. Now, how many songs do you think Drake has gone through before he figures out what song is going to be the song he's going to release? I mean, it's
artists like that probably record hundreds of songs and then pick out 20 or 30 songs.
Right.
And that'll be for the album. I got 16 for this album and then I got 10 for this mixtape. But they got hundreds of songs. That's why when they die or when they do other stuff, they already be having songs like that.
Right. So do you think it's more important in this stage with the internet to just put out content and not maybe shows and not do, or is it both kind of hand in hand doing the footwork of going out and doing shows and meeting people? I feel like
when you get shows, it comes from your work that you put in. Nobody gonna want to book you if you're not really doing that. If you ain't got putting out hot songs, nice songs, like you gotta have it come with like quality songs that's nice that people want to hear, that play a part in it, and you gotta be consistency. That's what it is. Them hot tracks, steady dropping back to back. Then that's when you get shows. People say, okay, he got a fan base. He could bring out a crowd.
Right.
All right, I'm going to book him because ain't nobody going to pay you and you're not bringing nobody in there because then they're taking the L. Nobody want to take the L. But if both parties can win because you got a fan base, you got nice songs, people want to see you, they going to come here to see you. So if you can bring in and fill up a whole club, they don't mind giving you what you want because you're going to bring it in. They're going to get that back plus more. So you are now beneficial to them. But if you're not beneficial, what are they booking you for?
Right. Yeah, exactly. So we're talking about like Drake might have 100 songs, but he puts out 20 songs. Do you think Drake has like the choice of the 20 songs he puts out, or is that like the marketing management team? And is that, do you have artists that maybe they have a bunch of songs, but you really know that this song right here is going to be the song that we should push because it's more catchy or whatever?
Yeah, when you do a hit song, you definitely know it's a hit song when you make it.
Yeah.
So no, but like for the other songs, you just record on tour bus or record in the studio, like oh this that or this not that, but you would just still have them songs because you might could put a hot feature on there, or you can take that verse off and put on something else that'll make it be better.
Okay.
If you go record a song, you're like, yeah, I did this, but I don't really like it, but somebody paid me $50,000 for a feature. Hey, take that verse off there, and put it on there. You did that song, but you sold that verse off of there, so you still made money off of that song you had. It was already there.
So you just touched base on getting featured artists. Is that like a key to like an artist starting out is trying to get some kind of bigger names to be featured on their stuff?
Yeah. So when you just breaking in and you trying to like get your buzz up and trying to get like a fan base, you would do a feature with somebody that's already got a fan base and they steady working, they hot because they're hot traffic. Like 30 Grimy, he hot traffic in St. Louis. So you would do a feature with him. His fans will listen to it or search his name. They'll see your song. They say, oh, I like this song. I like him. Who is he? They'll look you up. I'm going to follow him. I like the way he rapping something. And that's how you would transpire and go up. But all people don't need features, but features do help. Because
Right.
basically you paying for some of their fans.
Right. I mean, how much? I mean, how much are we talking for a feature like that? I mean, like a ballpark figure.
I think Graham would probably do it for like 3. Don't quote me on it, but somewhere around that range.
3,000.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's, and then do they come to the studio and record, or do they send it in?
It depends on the relationship you got
Yeah.
with artists. All artists don't be wanting to mix and blend with people, but some are just like if they're in different states or they're in the studio. If we all from St. Louis and like I know you and I'm like, I need a feature, then I will book the session. I'll be like, hey, we got a studio session from 10 to 2. Pull up, let's knock this feature out. Because ain't no artist gonna really turn down no paper, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they would just come to the studio and do it. Or if y'all can't set that up, then he would just go record it and just send it to you. You would send him the track and he'd do it and send it back to you.
Okay. What's the recording studio that you like to use in St. Louis, and what's your opinions on some good
In St.
studios?
Louis, we usually use the Rec Room, or we use what is it, Fat Buddha. I use a couple of them. I go to there's a couple of studios around here. Because sometimes you can't always have a certain studio because it might be booked, so you have to shop around to like really see who opens. So like if somebody say I was going to the studio tonight, you got to call them. They might say, oh, we booked up tonight. We can't mess with you tonight. So you got to call somewhere else. So that's how you figure out what studio can capture your sound. How good are the engineers? Because the studio, that really don't matter. It's really the engineers and the sound that's going to get it for you.
Engineers that work there, yeah.
Because I done been to some big studios that look real nice, expensive, but they can't capture your sound. I done went to some little studios in the basement, and they can get it right. And it's like, man, I like this studio. It don't look like shit, but it's don't need to look like shit. It's the sound that you're looking for. You paying for the sound and the quality.
Right. I know Rocky, and the Rec Room is awesome, and so that's like located in Lake St. Louis, right? Yeah, that's a good spot. So going back on the history of your career, like, so you were in the studio, you learned management from you said your cousin, right? And so what was the first artist that you kind of took in and kind of helped manage? So
the first artist that I took in and helped manage was probably the Benji Brothers and Benji Bam. Them was like my first artist that really took off, you know what I'm saying?
And like, how did you, like, not having the experience that you do now, or even the wisdom, how did you kind of sell yourself to them to be like, hey, let me take a shot at this?
Well, actually, we had a mutual friend. So like Nico Nail, shout out to him. He a videographer, but I knew him before that. Okay. So he'd always tell me like, man, I got this nice group called Benji Brothers. You should check them out. And I was like, all right, people always tell me that. So then one day he's like, I got a video shoot in Chicago. You want to go? I was like, yeah, I ain't doing nothing. So we ended up going to Chicago to shoot a video for Q-Sco and Benji Bam. On the way back, Bam wanted to ride in the car with us. So he was letting me hear his music and everything. I was getting to know him. I was like, man, there's some hot stuff. I like this. And I was like, yeah, we can work something out. And it was like, all right, we going to tap in when we get to St. Louis. And on the car ride back, I was like, yo, we should do this. And I was like, trying to figure out how to market him because he was young. He was in the street. So it was like, I ain't in the street. No, I'm straight industry. So I was like, we should start something called Benji Gang, get the clothing line going and get it branded. That way we could, generate some money, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't broke, but I wasn't up like I am now, you know what I'm saying? So that was what I did, started Benji Gang. We got some clothes and stuff made. Then we started like putting out music and doing stuff, and it just started going up. And as I see it going up, it's like, oh, I got to press the gas on this because it's starting to move. It's starting to do traction. And I just started doing that. Over the course of 2 years, we like really took off.
Right. So how important is it to, like, when something gets hot to really, because sometimes people kind of get burnt out when all of a sudden it starts getting like very successful, but it's too much pressure. But then that's kind of like the moment where you really got to hit the gas, or you're saying, and really push.
Yeah, just like if you got a hit song, all right, that song hot. That's when you start doing your shows, and that's when you start doing your features when you at your hottest. Because once you fall off, don't nobody really want to get a feature. Like, you don't want to do that. Right. So when he was taking off, he had a hot song called Jealous that was rocking out, that was going crazy. And he didn't let off the gas. I just kept on pushing and pressing, like, all right, do the next song, let's go to the studio. We go in the studio every day. And then he like got to the point where like he ended up bringing his friends, like named Rico Sutso. That's how I met him, because networking. Like when you see, you would notice the St. Louis artists when they start doing work and they start turning up, you're like, dang, he dropped that song hot. Right. And then next thing they drop the next song, oh, that's hot too. It's like, okay, he on to something. So you start bringing a lot of attention, and you just got to keep on going with it, because if you let off, somebody going to take your spot. Because just like you working hard, they working hard too. But you got the spotlight right now. So I got the spotlight, you got to show out. No, every act only has so long. Right. It's up to you when your time is over. Once you start falling off or you start making too much money, you're like, oh, I'm going to fall back. When you got the spotlight, that's when you really start to work hard. Right. But all artists don't do that. They get the spotlight and like, oh, I'm hot. Oh, I'm charging $2,000 for a feature. Like, you hot, but you ain't that hot. You know what I'm saying? Because if I buy a feature for $2,000, am I gonna make that money back? Because this is all business. People can say we cool and everything, but at the end of the day, it's business. So if I pay you $2,000 for this feature, am I gonna make $2,000 or more back off the feature? That's how I look at it. Because you can tell somebody a number or something, but it's like, man, am I gonna make this back?
Right.
Because you paying them because you want to make some money. You want their fan base.
Right. I've known musicians that come on here that paid like $3,500 to just have them be open for certain acts or whatever, but then they weren't able to get the tickets, so they lost money. Just so you got to come into it like a business sense, because that's what it is.
Yeah, everything is business. I look at everything business. If it don't make sense to me, I won't do it. Because if I'm gonna put my money up, it's business move. I'm not gonna put my money. I'm not gonna put $2,000 for something. It's like, okay, I'm gonna put $2,000 up, but I'm only gonna make $500. I make more money by not doing business with you.
Right.
But people don't see it that way. But most artists don't. That's why I be like, some people need guidance, so they need a manager. But if you ain't that hot to have a manager, you ain't gonna have no manager.
Right. What do you think growing up made you kind of business smart and management smart like you are?
Cause like all my cousins went to college and they was all doing it. I'm just looking at these. They were just eating. They was having all type of stuff that I wanted. They was buying me stuff. I'm like, man, see me, I hang around people that got money, but it's like, don't just show it to me, buy me stuff. Show me how to get it. I always been a person, I want to get it. Don't just give me nothing either. You're going to show me how to do it so I can learn. Like, you can take somebody, give them a fish, he going to eat for one day, but you show him a fish, I eat forever. So show me how to get the money that you got. Right. That's all I be asking for. So if I'm not learning nothing from you, I don't need to be around you. You're not my round. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So with the Benji Gang, because before we start the podcast, I'm familiar with that. So I think I'm more familiar with the clothing line than maybe some of the music, just because from where I grew up or whatever. But how important is that to make a brand for an artist? Because it seems what you're saying is you brought your vape today too, so we can pitch that. But to have some kind of product and with the music to go
like
inside.
The brand is good because, like, say I do a show but I don't got no logo and I don't got no brand, it's like, all right, he don't really got nothing, but your clothes is gonna make it for you. Like, that's gonna help. So when you do flyers, your brand on it, then okay, they're gonna be there. But if you do a show, they might not be familiar with your name. Like, some people might not be familiar with my name, but they'll see that Benji and they'll know some of the people in the group, or they'll know the whole group. Like me, if they see, like if I do a show, it just says Benji Gang or just got my logo, you gonna know, oh, Nick gonna be there. His logo right there. So right. It's better with branding. And it look better too, look more professional in industry. Cause that's how you wanna do it. Like Amazon, they just send you a gray box, you don't know where it came from. Who sent this?
Right.
But that branding gonna stand out for you.
For that smiley face and everything, yeah.
Cause Benji Gang actually was a clothing line first, cause that's what we used. Cause we was doing shows and they was like, oh, are you with the Benji brothers? I was like, man, I don't like that. Cause I felt like we was like some peasants or something, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, I wanted something to let you know that we are part of something. Like Benji Brothers, then Benji Gang. We was the gang that was with Benji Brothers. We wasn't Benji Brothers. Right. It was always two separate. We was Benji Gang.
Right.
That was the clothing line. Then like I ended up signing an artist called CK. He came out with a song called No Love. And that's when like it really started going. 2019, that's when Benji Gang really became like a label when we started putting out music for real.
And what artist was that you just said?
CK.
CK, and so then once you start working with him, you were able to kind of snowball that, and you signed him and started working with him. And so, how many artists are you working with currently?
Rico, Sutso, Trey, BandBoy, Duke. So I got 3 right now.
3, okay. And do they all work together on the same stuff sometimes, or do you kind of keep it all separate? Yeah,
when we go to the studio, they'll do collaborations with each other. They'll do their solo songs. It's really, we just go in the studio, play a beat. If somebody say, I like that beat, they go on in there. And they go in there and do that. They come out like, I need a second verse on this. Somebody go and do a second verse. So they'll go all the way through with the song. Just keep it rolling. We just play beats. Somebody hears something they like, go on in there. We just keep cycling through. People sending me hundreds of beats. We just go in and let them play back to back to back. When you hear something, there you go.
How does it work with like having a contract with these guys? Like, what is it a percent? I mean, you don't have to get too detailed because I don't want you to get too detailed, but just for artists that might be interested in getting a management, like what type of deal are they looking at when they get a management group like your group to
see me, the way I do my deal, I just give all the artists like 50%. And I pay for everything. You don't gotta do nothing. If you want to do something, it's paid for. Go do it. and I just get 50%. I pay for the artwork, the videos, the beats, the studio time, the photo shoots, the video shoots, the travel. I pay for everything because I like to own everything. So I don't want nobody saying, "Oh, you owe me this," or "You ain't pay for this," or this and that. It ain't no mix up when you own everything. So everything I do, I own 100% of it. And when we do our streams come back or our show, like I don't even take my artist show money. That's you. The feature money, that's you. One thing I do, we gonna split the streams though, and I'd be cool with that because I don't look at them as like, oh, I got to get an artist to make some money. I look at artists, okay, you got potential, you rapping. All right, I want to see you do good. So if I believe in you, I don't mind spending no paper on you. I ain't fucked up about it.
Right.
So that's how I be.
So the 50% of the travel and the artwork and all that stuff is out of your half, and then so they would get the 50% you're talking.
So
about.
like, say we went out of town, I pay for the flights, hotels, the car rental, the studio session, the beats. I pay for all that. When the money come back, I get what I spent, and then what's left, we split that in half.
Oh, okay.
That way, it ain't like you ain't fucked up. It's like the artist can't take an L because you ain't putting no money up for it.
Right.
Only one can take an L is me, but I get that because I believed in you.
Right.
So if you win, I win. If you lose, I lose. So we're on the same team. It can't be the artist won and I lost. No. I mean, I have took L's in it, but you take L's in life. So that's why you got to be picky about your business moves and what you put your money into.
I know producers and engineers, it's like a spreadsheet or something it's called that they
spreadsheet.
Is that the correct term? They take a percentage of the song if the song makes money or not. Do you work deals out like that, or do you pay the producers?
I try to stay away from that for real.
Yeah.
Like I have done that, but it make it a lot harder.
It seems like it'd be a pain in the ass to like track all the time, right?
No, they make systems to do that. It's like you'll pay an artist like $3,500 for a feature. You'll buy the beat for like $300, then pay for everything, and then when the song come back, that artist get 20 to 25%. The beat person made the beat to get 50%, and then you'll be stuck with what's left. That's 20%, and then you got to split that 20%. So then you're making 10%. So it's like all that money was wasted for nothing. So it's like, why do that? I can just get this artist whatever. Like you want $3,000, her $3,000, but you don't get no percentage.
Right.
Like when people work with me, ain't no percentage coming. You whatever you ask for, I'm gonna give you that. Now if you try to bust my head with something, then we're gonna have to negotiate something. I'll be like, this ain't a good business deal.
Right.
But I always keep it up front. I don't be trying to no, I'm not doing that.
Right.
I feel like I can't tell artists what they worth, but I can say how much I want to pay. Like it's anything. If you go buy a car, they can say I almost had this car for $20,000. Nah, I ain't buying it for $20,000. For that car, I probably give 10. If we can't work out a deal or something, then it's like I'm cool. That's all you got to be.
Right. Right. That makes sense.
Because people will try to overcharge you for a feature, and they're like, man, nah, I ain't giving you that.
Right.
But that's what anything like people overcharge. If you dumb enough to pay a crazy price, then hey, they got you.
Right. Well, what's like? So you're looking at their following, all their following on TikTok, their view counts and things like our TikTok on YouTube or Spotify. I mean, what's like for 3,500? Like what $3,500? Let's say to be a feature. Like what? How many numbers? What's the numbers that they have to hit to be worth $3,500 in your mind?
You got to be hitting tickets or close to tickets, or you got to have a lot out within a short time doing good numbers. You got to have a large following. Like Grimy, he got like almost 300,000. He verified, he doing shows. He got big label management. So you got a lot to go into. It's like, all right, you are relevant. You are hot. You are today's hottest artist in the loop. I don't mind doing that because you got so much going for you. But if I find somebody talking about $3,000 and they got 1,200 followers and your song doing 2,500 plays in a year, it's like, hell nah, this ain't that.
Do you wait till you get to, let's say you get a guy to be featured and he sends in something, but maybe it doesn't seem like his A game, like he sends you something like his recording, but do you wait to see what he sends you before he gets paid, or how does that work? I mean,
no, I give them their money up front. I don't got time to be throwing half her, half there. I don't do that. I pay you how I want you to pay me. Don't pay me half her and half later. Mm-hmm. When you say, okay, I want $3,000, I'm gonna send you $3,000. If you send me something back and I'm like, this ain't it, I'm like, nah, bro, this ain't it. You gotta do this again. The same with my artists though. They go in there and do something, and I'm like, nah, that ain't it. You need to go back in there and come up with something else. That's not it.
All right. That's okay. So just those three artists that you're working on, like, what's some, like, you were talking about artist development. So what's some of the things that you kind of put them through to kind of develop them as artists? You were saying stage presence, make sure they put videos out. So more, you're kind of also kind of like their public relations, right? So you're kind of like are you worried that, like with social media and stuff, like what they're putting out, like, you know, do you tell them to kind of like filter themselves on certain things and not maybe get into certain things because there's like cancel culture out there?
Yeah, I just tell them like, don't do no bad branding. So if you don't want yourself branded a certain kind of way or getting canceled, then don't do that. Don't be like toting all these guns and showing them. I don't care what you do, just don't show it. You know what I'm saying? Don't be, you know what I'm saying? Don't cause problems. Don't go out here and do bad things that's gonna fall back on us. Like, oh, I don't want to have him hurt because he always fighting. I don't want to have him hurt because he got the feds on because he always got guns. Don't do stuff like that because they're gonna slow down your paper. And if your paper getting slowed down, my paper getting slowed down. So don't do that. We trying to speed it up. We trying to get it as fast as we can get it. Right. As much as we can get, so don't do nothing like that.
So, going back to your career, like, so you signed to one artist. When did you decide to move to Miami, and what was the decision for that?
I decided to move to Miami like 6 months ago because I was talking to the label Slip and Slide, and we was going to do some work, but it's like I was in St. Louis, so it's like not too much I could really do from another state. So in order for me to work with the artists and be like hands-on, I need to be there to put hands on. So I end up moving down there just so I could be there. So when we go to studio sessions, it's like, I'm not going to keep flying back and forth, you know what I'm saying? Because it's pointless. So when I went down there, I got to really work with them hands on, be in the studio, be at the radio station. It's like, it was good working there. It's like, I could network as well. So just like when I'm in the studio, it might be other people in there. I get to talk and network with them. We could work out something. It was just better for both of us on both parties. Plus, it's St. Louis, so it ain't really nothing hurt anyway.
Well, that's why I was going to get into that because I hear that a lot when people. So is Miami just I guess it's
a bigger city,
one of the biggest cities. I think it's top 4 in the world or in the United States. But what's Miami like compared to St. Louis? I mean, just it's kind of a general question, but I was just kind of.
First of all, like Miami artists, they stick together. They all help each other. We don't help each other. We all against each other. So much beef out there. We'll do a show. You will call your partners and tell your friends, everybody. It's more, somebody put out a song there, the whole state is shared. Here, it's like, nah, they don't do that. It's just more together. It's more teamwork, more unity. We don't got that here. And you got good weather, and it's like good vibe. It's bigger, so more people come. Here, it's not that big. Nobody really go to shows because it's always a shooting, it's always a fight. People don't want to deal with that. Out there, everything is big. Everybody got money. So the price is higher out there. You go to a club, you're paying $100 to get in. So if you pack out a club and it's $100 a piece, that's a lot of money you getting right there. So you get paid more. Here, it's 10 to get in, 20 to get in. You're not really making no money. Even if you do pack it out, you're not really making no money.
Right.
Because everybody got to eat.
Right. So
it's a bigger city, a bigger bag, and it's a better lifestyle. So I would have been dumb to not go.
So it's safe to say that you probably won't be coming back.
No, I come back for do business. So if we got a show or something, I'm out. If it makes sense and the money there, I go.
Right. So is the music different? Like, cause there's, I was talking to OG Fuji OG and he was talking about this new sound coming out, like the southern states, and like it's a new type of like rap sound, hip hop sound. It is with Miami, is it more diverse with all the different kind of cultures down there that with the type of music?
It's very diverse. It's like you're going to always hear something different down there because you got so many different people there that's like from all over the world. They're there. So everybody listen to all type of music. Like I used to only listen to hip hop, maybe a little R&B here and there, but it was mostly like hip hop. I went down there. It's like, man, y'all listen to everything. Haitian music, Spanish music, listen to everything because they playing it. Everywhere you go, you're going to hear something different. Nobody's playing the same music. Nobody doing the same thing. So it's like, you just got to be there. It's an experience that you got to have. It's different from just visiting. When you visit, it's like, all right, cool, I'm here, this and that. But you can't really get them Florida roots unless you live there day after day.
Gotcha.
You know, you go on vacation, you try to pack everything into like a week or a weekend or something. But when you just live in it, you get to see stuff that you really wouldn't see on a weekend or on vacation.
Did you feel like that kind of helps too with doing shows in Miami? Because it is like a tourist kind of town that there's a lot of people coming through. It's almost like if you had like a Las Vegas residence, you would have different people coming in. So
yeah, it brings a lot more people because when the first thing you do, you go on vacation. Oh, what's popping tonight? Oh, what? So you're gonna have a bunch of people going to the club because they here to party. Miami is a party state. So when you get new 2,000-3,000 people every day. They going to these clubs, plus the people that's there going to the clubs too. So clubs packed every night, Monday through Sunday. It's packed, different faces every single day. So it's more money. If you on vacation, you coming to town, you don't really care how much it costs to get in. You came to party. You brought money for this.
Right.
So they in there.
Right.
All the artists go down there and they get a bag out of there because it's a tourist state. It's hot. You got the beach, beautiful women. You're going to get that. You know what you got to pay when you go down to Miami. But St. Louis, you ain't coming here. We cheap here. I ain't gonna lie, we cheap. We ain't trying to pay that much. We trying to get in free. We ain't even trying to support the artist. We just trying to get in free to the party.
Right. I'm sure you're very familiar with all the local scene here in St. Louis. So even just because you moved 6 months ago, what's some of the artists that you kind of look at that in your eyes that don't have any affiliation with, but you're like, oh, these are great artists that could make it one day, like could get to a bigger level if they took the right chances with their management or did the right things with their marketing.
It's like
branding.
Artists like Jizzle Bucks, Levi Ferrari, Rocky, TJ. It's like the list goes on. It's a lot of people that got potential, but I want to say not all of them, but some of them don't be focused on it. Because as an artist, when you're local, you might have a job, you might have kids, you can't really focus on this right here. So it might be like, oh, when I got free time, I'm going to go, or you don't really focus. Mm-hmm. So that'll kind of throw them off and slow them down a little bit. But if you focus, you can do that. Day after day, you can do that.
Right. Here, I want to pull up your YouTube channel here. So these are some of the videos you got put out. I just want to play one of the videos for the audience here. What's a good one to play?
You can play Bounce. That's the latest one we just dropped.
Okay.
That's Trey song.
The YouTube channel, and so you were saying where did you record that at?
House of Hits in Miami. Well, actually, it's in Little Haiti. That studio in Little Haiti, but it's in Miami though.
And both of these artists are from Miami.
No, Trey from St. Louis.
Oh, he is. Okay.
Rondo Smith. He on Slip and Slide. He from Miami.
But they go down there to record and everything too.
It just depends on where we at. Like, what's more beneficial to us. So if we're gonna do a song with an artist and we want to be in the studio with them, because I like for us to be in the studio with the artist, that way y'all can be on the same vibe. Mm-hmm. It's like if I do a song here and he do a song there, it might not have the same vibe, but you could help the artist do a song. Like when they was recording, they was helping each other with the song, with the verse and stuff. So it's like it's better. Like you might be going at it. You gonna amp him up. You gonna encourage him. So they do a verse like, yeah, I fuck with it. They're like, oh, well, say this on there. You helping each other out. Verse, you just at home recording yourself. You might not be able to think that day or something. You know, it's just better to have both people in the studio at the same time. Yeah,
do you think recording at the studio is way better than maybe recording at a house?
Yeah.
Yeah, just because maybe it's kind of like a good pressure to kind of like really produce something.
It's like the environment. So it's like, if you were to do a podcast in the closet versus doing a podcast in a news studio, like the vibe would be way different. It's like, man, I got this big studio. I can do all this movement. Like it feel better. Just like doing a show on regular floor versus doing a show on stage. It make you feel better, make you feel like you a star. So when you record in these big studios, it make you feel better.
Gotcha. Yeah. Here's playing another video here.
The majority of the studios they have good sound. But you got to have a good engineering too. Good engineering, cool.
Are there great engineers in St. Louis in your opinion?
Yeah, it's a lot of good engineers in here. But it's like you got to find the engineer.
Carl Napa, he's here. And
you got to have a good engineer for your sound because everybody don't rap the same. Some people sing with auto-tune, so you got to be able to know somebody that can capture your sound. Because what's good for me might not be good for Trey. So you got to find somebody that know your sound. And it's some that off the back, they get like, okay, I got to keep working with him because if you change producers or engineers, you can hear it in the music.
Yeah, I've noticed that different albums had different producers and engineers, and like they sound like they sound.
You can definitely change because we've changed engineers before, and the fans let us know like, man, y'all should have went back to wherever y'all was at first doing it because this ain't it. It's a good song, but it don't capture their voice. It don't capture their sound that they putting out. And the sound that you start with that bring you the buzz, they want to keep hearing it. So if you change it, your fans will be like, no, I don't like this. He falling off or he fucking up. It's somewhere in the line ain't the same.
Right. When you're working with your artist and you're doing like an album, are you trying to do songs are good for club, songs good for like different type of like feelings? You try to hit all those type of aspects for the artist?
So since I run the label, I try to put everybody in their own lane. So it ain't nobody in the same lane. So Trey, he only make twerk music. Rico, he makes street music. And then like Duke, he like got his own thing. He make a little bit of street music and a little bit of R&B. Like a Rod Wave kind of thing, but not so much singing like that. That way, if you come to the Benji Gang, you have a selection of what you want to hear. It don't necessarily have to be that artist. You could be a fan of that artist, but you might be riding like, I want to hear some twerk music. So Trey gonna always be in the club. So what you always have in club music, you get more shows in the club. They want to see that. They want to hear that. So when you like, I want to hear some street shit. I want to hear this, shoot 'em up, bang, bang. Oh, Rico Sutso good with that. All right, cool. So you can go click on the Benji Gang thing and listen to the whole track and be cool. Because Rico might not be good at making twerk music. Trey might not be good at making street music. But if you put them on a track together, they can deliver both of that. And if you make an album, like a Benji Gang album, you're going to have all varieties of that. You ain't got to have nobody trying to go out the element and do something they not knowing to do. Because you can't do a song if you ain't experienced that. If you ain't in the streets, you can't make no street song. If you ain't in the club, you can't make no club song. You can, but it won't be that. Because you ain't got nothing to talk about because you ain't there.
Right.
It's like a broke person trying to talk about being rich. He can't tell you about being rich because he ain't never been rich.
Right.
So you can only talk about what you've been through and what you know. That's how you make good songs.
Right. We were talking earlier, so talk about the vape that you have here. I want to pitch this to the audience. So,
the Benji vape.
The Benji vape.
So I came up on this because I'm a big vapor, so I used to always vape. I'm just like, I spent so much money on vape, and I was just trying to think of a new business. I was like, man, I might as well make a vape because I know so much about it. I know how many puffs you get, what type of juice, the VG, and all this stuff. It's like I got all the information because I do it. I was like, it only would make sense to do something that you got a lot of knowledge about. That's a good investment. So I just did my research about how to go and get them branded and get them made and how much it would cost, and I did it. And I was like, they must have been taking off. I done sold like 1,000 units so far. I sell them for like $30 a piece because you're going to spend it anyway. How I did it, I made more juice and I made the battery smaller, but I made it rechargeable. So now we can hold more and last longer than all the other ones for the same price. You get a 2,500 puff vape, might cost you $30. This right here is a 4,500 vape, cost you $30. So when you look at it, like I get more money. I mean, I get more product for the same amount of money.
Right.
Why wouldn't you want to buy it?
Right. So to accept a product like that, did you work with some kind of company in China? Or who manufactures these for you?
I get it manufactured in China.
In China, and they said, okay, but you worked on the design, have them make it how you want it.
Yeah, so like I customized it. I made everything, told them how I want it to be. They just put it together for me.
And where do you sell these at? So if the audience went to...
I got a store on my Instagram. I sell them. I worked out a deal with Amazon, but I just ain't got it up on there yet because I've been doing so much moving around.
Right.
Cause like I don't got nothing, man. Just so I gotta do it myself. So I just been working on getting there. But people hit me up all the time and send you. I got it on the Benji Gang website as well too.
Okay, we'll definitely check it out. I'll put the link at the bottom of this video. So you're in town for a show tonight, right?
Rico, he got a show with Ruga, at Visions on the East Side. So we going over there turning it up. They got a song we got to call "I Hate It." That's on all platforms right now. It's a good song too. They're working on a new one as well too. We're supposed to be shooting a video today.
Awesome, and so you're gonna be part of the video too.
No, I don't get in the videos.
You don't get in the videos?
No, I'm behind the scenes. I don't be out like that. I ain't Puff Daddy. I don't be out on the video dancing stuff. I stay behind the scenes. Like I've been doing it for a minute. People really never knew who I was because I was always behind the scene. But because of my work, people be like, "Who doing this work or who helping this artist?" Then that's like kind of when I came out. Like I be at all the video shoots. I be at all the shows. I'm just not one to be on the camera, be in front of everything. I'm cool. I chill. Even when I go to clubs and shows, I be there. I sit in the booth. I just be just watching the show, or I be working, making sure that okay, Trey going up next. All right, Trey, you going up next. Hear your mic, DJ, play this song, play this order. I be working in the club. I don't go there, sit, pop bottle, talk to females. I don't do none of that. I be in there working. So that's if you don't know me, then you don't know me. But if you know me, you know I'm in there.
Yeah.
But I just don't, like, I don't drink. I smoke vape. But other than that, I don't do no drugs. I don't drink. I'm cool. I'm always level-headed because I always got to watch my surroundings and everything. I don't be on all the other stuff.
That's how I am, too. I don't do any of that stuff. I just say, I like to be sharp with my thoughts and stuff. So.
And it's like, I don't club outside of not getting paid to be there. So if I ain't getting paid or doing something like that, unless I personally know you and you invite me out, still might not come. But I do go sometime. But I don't just like, oh, I'm bored. Let me go to the club. Or let me go hang out here and there. I don't do that type of stuff. I network if it's business involved. Yeah, we can network.
Right.
But I'm not a club person.
What's some good ways in the network for an artist? Like that's not going to the club and kind of
like Instagram is a good way to network. Somebody do a song, you like it, hit them in their DM like, yo, I like this song, I'm feeling it. Do a feature, do a verse. That's networking. Or if you go out to an artist showcase, go out and network. Yo, I'm Knick Steele. It's my page. I like what you got going on. We can do some work. Just talk and just be a part of what they got going on. And they might be a fan of you. You a fan of them. That's how you do it. But people always think they better than each other, so they don't be really trying to network like that. But me, I network everywhere. Airport, store, anywhere. I'm networking.
Right. How do you meet like labels to talk to labels? Are you trying to do your own label? But I mean, I guess you wouldn't be opposed if some big like Sony or somebody want to like sit down with you and kind of.
I mean, as long as it makes sense. But
yeah,
I'm rocking with Slip and Slide right now, so I don't be like, I don't be trying to get pirated by no other labels and stuff.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, you never know who you might bump into.
Yeah. But
it was like if you a rude person or don't be want to talk to nobody, then it's like you can lose your chance. You never know who you walking past and who you with. So you just gotta talk. Let people know who you is.
Yeah, my thing is you still know who this person could be, just Joe Schmo today, but they could blow up in a year or 2 years from now. And I always feel like I've probably already talked to the next Nelly on this podcast. Some guys could probably come through here and I've talked to them, and then probably they're gonna blow up one day. And so it's always good to be nice to everyone. And try
I try to be like with St. Louis. This my city, so I always network with the artists. I give them advice. I always try to help everybody. You don't got to be signing me for me to help you. But if you want me to do some work, of course you got to pay me. But it's like I'm not busting your head, but I can give you advice how I do this. Like, oh, you should get this mix a little better before you put it out. Or you should do your videos a little different to catch attention. It'd be like that. But I picked up a big buzz because I was at home playing with snakes. Like me, I got a large snake collection. And I kind of like went viral off of playing. I got like snakes and alligators and stuff. So that kind of like brought me a larger fan base as well. Just for doing that.
You have a bunch of reptiles at your house?
Man, loads. I think I got like 45 snakes now.
Holy shit.
And they big. They like, I got one, it's a yellow one. That's the one everybody know. She like 14 foot long. I got a reticulated python.
Has it been videos?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, that's me. I got that one. I got a Burmese. She about 10 feet long. I just got a whole bunch of them ones in there. I got alligators and stuff. I'm working on getting me a lemur right now.
What made you want to get into what's your fascination with reptiles? Where did that come from?
I like aggressive stuff. So like I always like that, but it's like you can never see it. Like even in movies and stuff, you don't see it. When you go to YouTube, you can't see it. National Geographic, you can't see it. So it's like, man, I want to see what the hype is about. So I end up getting Snake. I liked it. And I was like, all right, cool. Then after a while, I was like, man, I started being like, how do they make babies? Then I started looking to that. So then I end up getting a breeder's license. So then I started breeding snakes. And then I started selling them. I'm like, man, I'm making $1,000 an egg. They have like 30 eggs. So I'm like, I'm making paper on this. So then I'm like,
oh shit, maybe I'll start collecting snakes. Fuck.
Yeah, and it's like a snake. I travel a lot, so I ain't gotta walk it. I ain't gotta do too much feeding. It's like right. I feed it like maybe once a week or maybe twice a week, and I can travel and leave in its enclosure, and I ain't gotta worry about nothing going wrong. So that was like better for me as well. And then I was making so much money off of it, and I just sat there and thought, how can I make more money off of this? And how can I put out more content? Mm-hmm. So I was like, all right, I'm going to go live. I'm going to feed it a live rat, and I'm going to see how the fans react to it. And I did it, and in my live, got the thump, and I'm talking about, like, it was going crazy in the area. So I'm like, okay, they like this. It's good content. So then I was like, all right, well, I'm going to get a bunny. I got a bunny. It went up even more. Then I fed it a chicken, and I hit like 50,000 viewers on that. Then it was like, it was going up. And then one day,
snake ate a whole chicken?
Whole chicken.
Holy shit.
And it's like, the way I do is I take the snake out, then I introduce to the chicken. So you will see it strike, wrap it up, break it, hear the bones crunching, and you'll see it swallow the whole thing. It's like, but I do commentary with it. So I do a little scream, a little jump around, yelling, all types of stuff to make it funny and not just like gory and stuff. So that brings attention. You can't find that type of content nowhere. It was only on my channel. So I did, when it got out, actually I took it out so I can clean the cage. And it didn't want to go back in. So then I was like going live, like, man, I can't get the snake back in. I'm looking at my viewers, it's like 1,000. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna keep it going. Then it kept on going up and up and up. Then the video was like 15 minutes long. When I got off, I had like 40,000 viewers. Mm-hmm. I woke up the next day in the morning. It was at 360,000 views in like 7 hours. Probably not even like 6-7 hours.
Wow.
By noon, it was at 1 million. And then by like 3 o'clock, it was at 1.5 mil.
And you're getting paid off those views too?
Of course. I monetize. Everything I do, everything I put up for content, I get paid for everything. I don't do nothing without getting paid for it.
I love the way your mind works. So do you see people that have other businesses? Let's say your buddy has like whatever type of business. It's not done nothing to do with music or anything, but do you just like look at other businesses and kind of analyze ways they could make money? Like is that how your mind thinks?
No, I look at other people and be like, what can I do that they not doing? Like, I don't like to follow trends. So with me, if I find somebody doing some stuff, I be like, I won't go that route. I'm gonna go over her. Because if everybody following your route, nobody's over her. So if I go over her and I start something, eventually they're gonna get tired of this and come over her. Right. And that's when you turn up. I'm in my own lane, so I don't do no following. I don't do no clout chasing. When I be places with other famous rappers and stuff, I don't be posting pictures and say, oh, I'm with this person. I don't do none of that.
Right, but I guess my question was like, so just the way your mind thinks, you see other businesses and you kind of can just analyze what they're doing. Well, you did kind of answer the question, but like what they can do just because you have that kind of business sense with everything. You kind of
like for it's helping them or like for it's...
Maybe you're not going to help them, but you just see them and you're like, oh, I can see what they're doing right and what they're doing wrong. And I mean, is your mind always kind of working like that? I guess
I always got a business state of mind. So I look at people like, okay, he doing this. Like some artists put together a mixtape with all the hottest artists in the city to build a brand. So it's like, you would take everybody that's hot, I give all y'all $1,000 for a feature, and they gonna promote it. All of them hot, right? So when they promote it, that's generating a lot of traffic to your page and a lot of traffic to that video where they getting paid for. So like that's smart.
Right.
That's a good way to do it.
Oh, okay.
And if you put an album out with all the hottest artists, just imagine if all the hottest artists did an album together. Like Khaled, Jay-Z, Moneybagg Yo, got like if all of them did an album together, of course everybody gonna go. All you putting all their fans together. It's gonna go crazy.
Right. Plus, it's going to get other. If you're one type of artist like trap or whatever, then this person's maybe R&B. And you're kind of cross.
Yeah, just like how Nelly he did the rap thing, then he went over to country.
Right.
So it's like you doing good. You bringing the rap fans to country. You getting more country fans. It's like you can only go up from there because you went to a different class.
With your artists, you try to have them kind of switch up a little bit with that. I mean, you think because you're saying you're hot right now, but to keep on that kind of success or that wave, you try to change them up a little bit and just go with the trends or try to keep being fresh?
Sometimes I tell them to try it. If I don't like it, I'm like, no, that ain't it. But for the most part, I just tell them make sure you keep on giving content. You can try something else, but keep a steady pace of what you're doing. You get your photos done, get your 2 videos. If you want to try to do something else and see if that work, that's cool. You can put that out on top of what your quota, your goal you already got to hit for the month. You can try that, and if it worked, then you say, okay, well then you can dibble a little bit over there. You can cross over because if you cross over and this ain't that, it could plummet. You know what I'm saying? It could be bad for you.
Right.
Because that's how I tell everybody you could try it, but some people might not like it.
So we touched base on the show tonight. What's some other stuff you got coming out? When you said you're going to go to Tampa next week? Or?
No, tomorrow. So I leave tomorrow, and I got an artist showcase. Like another label, I think Sony, they having like an artist showcase for their artists that they just got on. They having that down there, so I can go down there and just like check them out and do the performance, just network with them. I do a lot of networking. I do TikTok tours and all type of stuff. Like I'm always busy. I'm never just sitting still in one state. Like I know October 30th, I'm in New York for a TikTok tour. I've been on a TikTok tour since last year. We just go different states and just like all our fans come out to see us and people perform and do their songs in front of everybody. And these be some young kids sometimes too, like 18, turned up, 1.5 million on TikTok, 2 million on Instagram. They be turned up, so they ain't like they no regular kids.
Right.
So these kids got managers too, but I always try to be where I need to be. If that makes sense.
You're doing music right now. Obviously, you do some brands and different products, but do you have a vision in the future to like do maybe movies, shows, anything like that? Like more kind of other types of media that you're trying to get into? I mean, is that on the table for you? Yeah,
just like being in Miami, they shoot Love and Hip Hop Miami. So like I be there when they be shooting that sometime. I see if I can do it, but I be in some scene, but that don't mean it's gonna make the cut. But I be trying it, but it's like out of my element, so I got to get used to it. I got to get comfortable with it. You can't just jump on camera and think you're going to be the next, anything. You got to be comfortable with it. They want, look at this weirdo that's in the camera doing weird. No, I don't be comfortable with it yet, but I be trying to.
Well, you can bring your snakes to your house.
Yeah, I be thinking about doing stuff like that, but it's like things can go wrong. Like the snake get to tripping and bite somebody and do some stuff.
I was going to
like,
say next time you're in town, bring your snakes on the podcast. But I'm kind of scared of snakes, but I need to get over that phobia though. Yeah.
But it's hard, like when you take snakes places, because snakes got to stay warm. So it's like you take it there for this, but when you done, you got to have somewhere to place it, put it up, or it's gonna get cold, or you might want to stay long. It's like it inconvenience you sometimes.
Right.
But I put them in videos and stuff like CK No Love Song. I put this. That's when I first introduced the snakes into videos, like before people was even doing it. Well, I don't want to say they wasn't doing it, but it wasn't heard of or common in St. Louis. And I put them in there, and the video did good. I think I came out the end of 19, and then heard it 21. It's almost at 1 million views, and that was his first song ever. And he had almost 1 million views in 2 years, and he been locked up for a year. So you put it out, and it was out for maybe a good 3 or 4 months. He got locked up, and it still did good for his first song. No, for people, first song don't do that unless it's dead. It was a good song though, but the snake, it really turned it up because it was something different. Like I'd like to try to, even when my artists shoot videos, I want you to shoot it different than people are shooting it, but keep him entertained. So when you see a video, you see he got snakes on the car and all this stuff. You want to see like where this going. You want to see the video, like how it turned out.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of music videos that have some kind of storyline or some kind of different thing other than just like they're performing in their neighborhood or on the street and a bunch of people around them. I like the with music videos with a little bit of story, a little bit of entertainment, something, or maybe it's some kind of silly joke thing sometimes at the beginning or something. They I like to have some kind of story when I watch a music video. Yeah,
like when I did that, I was being so creative when I did that video because he was on house arrest, so we really couldn't do nothing. So it was like, how can we finish what we started? And I was like, well, can you go to church on Sunday? Like, they're religious, so they should be able to let that. And he was like, yeah, I can go to church. So we shot the video in the back of a church lot. I brought the snakes out. Video only took us 15 minutes. We pulled the car up. I had to sit in the car, rap a couple of lyrics, sit on the hood. I'm going to put these snakes on you. He was scared of snakes. I just said, just put it on you. Just act comfortable. But we still got it done. So it was perfect. And it did good.
If you're nervous, the snake, does that make the snake attack you or something? If you get like, it's like a lion or whatever. If you don't want to be feared or whatever, or could or attack you or something.
I mean,
it's possible, I should say.
It doesn't. Like if you just hold it's cool. But if you like all jumpy and moving and stuff, of course, if you nervous, you're gonna make it nervous because you acting weird. So he's like, what's going on? So he like, let me get up off you. So because you tripping, that's how I really be. But if you just calm and cool, it's like, all right, he cool. I'll sit right here.
Gotcha.
Like if you driving your car jumping and shaking, like I gotta get up out this. But if you ride smooth, you comfortable.
Right.
That's how they be. Because they gonna want to be on you because your body hot. They like the heat, so they gonna stay on you. They ain't gonna be tripping unless you just abusing it or just a rough, aggressive snake. But my snakes don't be aggressive unless they hungry. But I keep them fed, so they was cool. But it just depends on the snake.
So is your whole basement just full of snake?
No, I got so in Miami I got a 3-bedroom loft. So I just got my bedroom. I got a guest room. I got one room where it's just caged out. And in the middle was a big ottoman with my alligator in there. My alligator in there, probably about this, about 2-3 feet long. It ain't too big.
Well, when it gets big though, you have to get. I mean, I guess you can't keep it, right? You gotta
Man, I'm gonna keep that mug till that mug either say I'm leaving or somebody come take that mug out. That's my baby, little chopper, man.
I was just wondering how that works.
Man, that's cool.
I've seen news stories where the snake escapes and it's in the under the neighbor's house or whatever and eats the dog and shit.
When I stayed in St. Charles, I was scared about that because my snake was so big. I was like, I don't want it to get out and go down the balcony. I stayed on the 5th floor, so I'm like, you can get out and go down in somebody's house. It's like, man.
Oh, I'd be fucking freaked out, man. Yeah, that'd be.
I'm play dumb. I don't know whose snake that is. That ain't mine.
Right.
But it's like I had got.
It's not mine, but I'll take it back though.
Yeah, I come get it if you need help with it. Now, but hey, if it bitch, it ain't mine. I don't know whose it is.
But how about the girls that you bring to your house? I mean, how they think about the snakes?
Man, some of them be like, man, I ain't coming to your house, but it's like they be so interested in the snake that they be like, I'm gonna come. I want to, cause they want to see what the hype is about. So they'll come over and see, oh, I'm scared. But you got some people that come over be dirty. Oh, I want to hold it and play with it. But some people no, I ain't coming over there. I got some of my partners they hit me yeah, I always wanted to come over and kick with you, but I ain't messing with them snakes. So it's some people come, some people don't. Lost. It's just fun though for me. When I had the snake show, I used to have a bunch of people in my house just gathered around just watching it. And I'd be in Steve Irwin, yeah, you want to get it? And I'll be just having fun. You got to have fun and work. You can't, I do so much because I don't consider it work. I'm just enjoying life, having fun, but I'm getting paid to do it. but it's something that I built, so I don't got no boss. I ain't got no rules. But playing with the animals, you got some people that gonna hate, like, oh, he doing this, he having too much fun, make money. They report you to PETA, call animal control. You gonna always have haters with everything you do. You just gotta know how to get over it.
Yeah, people. I got you. Yeah. So, shit, we did an hour. Oh, that was a good conversation. So if people are interested to contact you for management, are you taking on any people at this time? Are you looking for people?
Yeah. I'm always with helping with artists. Just hit me up in the DM and we can work and talk stuff out. And if it makes sense, then I'm with it.
Okay.
You got to make sense though.
Okay. I'm moving into a new studio. It's Soulful Illusion Studios, but they have an engineer and it's a music studio. They got a beat suite and everything. I'd love to give you a tour of that next time you're in town to check it out. But if you're ever, the other places are busy or whatever, might be an option for you. But
oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, man, it was great talking to you. I didn't know who I didn't, like you said earlier. I knew of the Benji Gang Entertainment from the clothing line and all the stuff, but I didn't realize until I did my research 30 minutes before you got here. I always researched the artist.
That's why it's good to have good branding, because they know your brand.
But I didn't know who I was talking to until until I looked that up, and so it's awesome to meet you, and thank you for taking the time coming to St. Louis and coming to my podcast. How did you find out about the podcast?
With me working with so many artists in St. Louis, when they come to your podcast, I always watch their page and see how they doing, how I can help them and everything. And I just see them coming here, and I was like, yo, what is that? And they told him about it. I was like, oh, okay. So I had you in mind. I'm like, oh, he working with them. He must be cool people. That's why I say networking. You network with them, you never know who watching their page.
Right.
They see you and they come in. We do the interview, you never know who watching my page. I want to do that too.
Yeah.
And that's how you build followers.
Well, it's cool. I'm very, very humble that you're here and talking to me. So thank you so much.
No problem.
Thank you for stopping in and awesome. Well, yeah, definitely next time you're in town, I'd love to. I'd love to see if you have snakes here in St. Louis too, right?
No, I finally got all them down to Miami though.
Oh, you do? Okay, shit. Well, maybe if I'm in Miami sometime, I can.
Oh yeah, my partner, he do the same thing I do. He got his snake collection here too. He getting it up. I think he probably got 14 now.
Oh wow.
So yeah, he got something. I'm gonna go to his crib and I'll leave here.
Oh, cool. Well, thank you again for being on the podcast.
Oh, no problem.
Talking. And definitely check out the Daily Dirt with Dustin Diggs on YouTube. Subscribe to that channel and also like the Artist United Network for more great artists like this. So thank you for watching.
Go beast on them. I go beast. Go deep, I OD on them. Apply pressure, put heat on them. 500 degrees on them. Countdown, levitate. Going up, elevate. Watch me demonstrate. On time, never late. I grind, celebrate. No pump, fake, hesitate. I've been scoring every day. Champagne Perrier. Since 9-3, been in the box, now I'm stepping up tone. Like straight out the sand lot, now I'm plotting on the globe. Go beast.